All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Seasonal Skin Review Podcast. I am the host with the most, StrawDesertHD. I don't have the most. I don't know why I said that. And today, we have a special guest, Operation Skyfall host and Slumber Main, Rexium.
Hello? How's everyone doing?
Today...
Oh, wait, this isn't stream.
Yeah.
Never mind. Hopefully you're all doing well.
It's fine. Hey, it happens.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I've done that.
Exactly.
But today we're going to dive deep into Fortnite Mega and talk about every skin that was released within this season and our thoughts on each one. So, as per usual, I'm going to explain how this goes for both you and the viewers, just for anyone who's new that's watching this. I know a lot of people are, if it's a different person on, depending on who they have as followers, sometimes they end up not knowing how this goes. So the Skin Review Podcast goes as such. If I rate a skin with an A, Rexium votes an A as well. Obviously, the rating is an A. If I rate B and he rates it a C, we're going to be going the lower of the two. And if I vote an A, he says C, we meet in the middle. And it ends up being a B rank. And I haven't clarified it enough in past videos, but the reskin category is basically for things we have already seen before that literally have just one minimal change. For example, Rainbow Racer and Whiplash. Same exact model, same exact color scheme and pattern. Well, not color scheme, same exact pattern, but, very slight change to the color.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are considered reskins. Everything else is not. So, this is how we started off. We got all these pictures down on the bottom, but I always include larger images for us to see the full skin. So let's start with random draw. Boom. Darth Maul.
I think this has got to be an A or S tier.
I am fully accepting of an A tier.
Yeah.
I would also not I would not be what's the word? I would not object. Yeah, I wouldn't oppose or object to an S tier as well. I think
it would be more of an A just because I know there's a lot of people that haven't seen Star Wars yet or don't even know who Darth Maul is.
Yeah.
That would be my one kind of point deduction from it. Otherwise, it's pretty close to what he looked like in the films and the shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just perfect as is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would definitely say, in my opinion, that Darth Maul is an A, strictly because of two main points. One, obviously, like you said, it's collab skin. Some people might not know what this is. It might just be some random thing. People are like, oh, okay, I don't know what this is, but it looks cool. But I want to give it a little bit of a point deduction because we don't have a dual-ended lightsaber.
Oh, true.
We don't
that would have
have
been perfect.
any of Darth Maul's signature stuff. And that, I feel like, would have just been perfect. Like, even in the game, as a playable item, we didn't even have the dual-ended lightsaber. So, that's my point deduction. So, I am okay with an A on him, if you are.
Okay with an A.
Alright, so let's place Darth Maul up there. I delete them as we go through them, because, obviously, I'm not going to be doing this again. So I would not need these again. And if we ever have to redo anything, I can just backtrack. But up next, Renegade Stray. Well, just Stray, because this is the Renegade style. But this was a Battle Pass skin. Was available. Available. Oh my god, this is going great. This was available in the Fortnite Mega Battle Pass at a higher tier. I think it was like tier 60 something.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's basically just another Drift, but this time more futuristic, more cyberpunk-esque. And honestly, I think this is probably one of my favorite versions of Drift to ever exist. So I personally would vote this in S tier, but I'm curious to hear what you think.
Actually, I gotta agree with that because when we got Drift all the way back in Season 5, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. Like, they're really putting they're working their butts off to make these skins look really cool. And I kind of had the same feeling seeing Stray come back, and I'm like, dude, they're doing it again. I know it's like they're in like the same clan or whatever, but they just kind of knocked it out of the park with both the skin itself, the styles, the super styles as well.
Oh, I forgot he has super styles too. That another reason to make it cool. But yeah.
So with that, you can make more combos.
Yeah. All things considered, I definitely think Stray's an S.
Definitely agree.
All right. Well, let's plop him on up there. Up next, we got Mikasa Ackerman.
Ooh, this will be first, second collaborations again. So,
yes.
At least for me, I'm a pretty big fan of Attack on Titan personally.
Mm.
I'm just waiting for that new episode to come out in fall. I really liked how they did the collaboration. I like the little detail that they added with the scarf.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I wish that they added a few more styles referring to like the newer seasons. But that's just like kind of a personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm between like an A and a B right now for this skin.
Okay. Yeah, I have to say specifically for Levi, Aaron, and Mikasa, I am not... I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a fan of Attack on Titan strictly because I have never seen anything, but I'm sure that if I watched it, I would actually probably enjoy it. I know the same thing happened with DBZ and Naruto. I actually checked out a couple of those episodes, and I almost got hooked onto it if it wasn't for the fact that I'm busy all the time. But I feel like this is definitely something that I could be interested in, so I'm not going to give this a point deduction because I don't know what it is, but I would say just strictly because of design purposes and the fact that this was probably Levi and Eren Yeager were probably their best cel-shaded skins they've ever made.
I agree.
I think that this is definitely worthy of an A.
I'm down to go for an A.
Awesome. Since we're talking about him, I might as well just talk about
Put
them
him
as well.
There.
Captain Levi, Aaron. I found Aaron first. So Eren Yeager. When I saw the leaked image, leaks. Why? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. For this specific one, I saw the leaked version of Eren Yeager. I think it was from Hypex. Everybody was criticizing it on the fact that I think Hypex was using performance mode when the picture was taken.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, "Oh, this looks terrible! What the hell?"
And then
is
it came
this?
out.
As soon as I loaded up the game, I went straight to Eren Yeager, and I'm just like, "This is perfect!" Like, what do you?
Yeah.
What? And it's just, oh my god, the ODM gear, flying around the map, being able to use an attack while also gliding around. This was awesome.
This
I have
is
to say one of the better collaborations they've done over the recent years.
Definitely. I think it's, in my opinion, the best mythic we've gotten so far from a collab.
Definitely.
The lightsabers are cool, but they're kind of always the same. Except this time around, they were a little different, but they've kind of always been the same.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, we've had a ton. Same with Deku's Smash. They're kind of similar, but this is just different and cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I personally I think out of all of the characters that they've released for Attack on Titan, specifically for Fortnite, I think Mikasa, in my opinion, was the lower of the three. I kind of want to put Eren at an S, and I'm a little bit torn whether I want to put Levi towards an S or an A, because both Eren and Levi look really cool.
No, I agree. I love how they did Levi, especially. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm down to put Eren in an S because, first off, cool, really cool character overall, and just the way they portrayed him made it like perfect. Especially with like the loading screen too. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, that was perfect.
Yeah,
Levi as well.
Loading screens are amazing.
Levi has a very distinct face, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like more so than other characters in that show. And they just did it perfectly here. In his lobby pose as well, it's kind of like he's disgusted.
They have made,
which is perfect,
with specific emotes. I think someone said that this was like the second or third time Levi has ever smiled.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Levi is definitely up there. So I would put Levi at an S.
I agree, yeah.
He's just reaching behind Aaron's head. Okay.
He's poking him.
All right. So that's enough Attack on Titan. We'll go to Leon Kennedy.
Fun one. I will say, I'm a pretty big fan. I just like of the game itself. Like I played it a few weeks ago and had a ton of fun finishing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Leon is specifically my favorite character in the series.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I don't want to really bring this to the table. I'm just going to talk about the skin itself. It's a pretty accurate look as to what he looks like in Resident Evil 4 for the majority of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy they were faithful to it and made him look really good. I will say these skins were more realistic a little bit this time around.
Yeah.
Like their models compared to Chris Redfield and Jill are just like a tad bit different.
Chris Redfield,
which is fine.
I swear that village style, there was something a little off with that. Like I
agree.
Village, but that he looked like Nicolas Cage to me.
Yeah.
Like that was just a little bit off. It was like his face model was entirely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to agree here with what you're saying about Leon being like especially faithful to RE4. Like that game just looks beautiful, and this character in Fortnite looks like it was just ported straight over from that game.
Honestly, yeah.
And
for both him and Claire.
Yeah. I'm definitely like I understand a lot of people outside of this skin review would probably be like, why do you keep putting collab skins at an S tier? You're obviously biased. Well, here's the thing. I've never played a Resident Evil 4, whether it be the original or the new one. And I still think that he's worthy of an S tier.
Yeah. Just because of if you're just looking at it in terms of design, without thinking it's a collab, without playing the games, it's a very clean skin. We get a lot of wacky skins nowadays that have just a lot of color, a lot of pop. Yeah. This is just like, okay, we're gonna dial it back a notch to be more serious with this guy.
Yeah.
And his name is Leon Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement it's an S if you are.
Definitely, yes.
Alright, now let's plop him there, and then since we're talking about RE4, we'll just go straight to Claire Redfield.
Yes. I gotta go with the same kind of explanation for Leon. Dialing it back from like kind of the wacky tone of Fortnite, I got a pretty faithful recreation of Claire from Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I like it. It's, again, a more realistic looking skin, like Leon. Mm-hmm. I think they just did it perfectly, and I think it also deserves an S tier.
I can agree with that. Yeah, when it comes to designing characters for Fortnite, I always look for little discrepancies to see if there's anything that I can point out that's like, okay, maybe they could have done that a little better. With the collab skins, especially this season, I don't know what they did different, but I swear everything's been perfect so far this season. I don't think there is a single thing apart from one tiny thing on one of the recent collab skins that actually bugs me. And I'm going to talk about that next, which is Spider-Man 2099.
Ooh.
The only thing that bugs me is the fact you can't remove those arm blades.
That's fair. I can see that.
But even then, I'm not going to just like take that off of it being an S tier, because even with no option to do so, these look like they're taken straight from the film. This is crazy.
Dude, they do these like especially like starting with Gwen back in 2 seasons ago. They did Gwen perfectly. And like moving to Miles and Miguel, like, oh my gosh, they did a very good job.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta agree with an S tier here for like both of these skins.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement.
The one thing that I was hoping for with Spider-Man 2099 was an unmasked style like the other two characters. Yeah. Of course, that doesn't always happen, and that's okay. And I'll just take that with a grain of salt my own, but I'll still vote this an S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think Miguel could have had an unmasked style, but I feel like despite all the promotion, they're probably trying not to spoil a lot. So maybe they don't want to show his face.
That's a possibility.
Honestly, it's just... As soon as I saw Spider-Gwen, I was like, they're going to do the same damn thing for Miles, and it's going to look amazing.
Exactly.
And then we got Spider-Man 2099 being revealed that he was in Across the Spider-Verse, and it's just so many different cool variations of Spider-Man that I love. And I cannot wait. I am fully expecting that in September or October, whenever the new Spider-Man 2 game drops on PlayStation 5, I'm fully expecting that we're going to get an Insomniac Spider-Man suit.
I would not be surprised.
I would absolutely love it.
I just need them to port it to PC as soon as possible so I can play it.
Yeah. I feel so bad for you, honestly, because oh my god, I'm getting a day one. I'm not waiting. I've got entire playthroughs, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for my current project coming up, but I have an entire playthrough of both Spider-Man games. I did a poll the other day on whether I was supposed to release just the full game, hours long playthrough of the first Spider-Man game, or release all 12 episodes.
Dang.
And it's come to a conclusion of people want to see both, so I'm going to have the full video be the full game, and then I'm also going to have in the description a link to a playlist that has all 12 individual episodes to watch if you prefer that method over the other one.
Definitely. That's so cool.
But that and Miles Morales, oh my god, both games, I finally beat them. Finally got them done. 100% platinum on both. My god, they were amazing.
Nice. I actually need to play Miles still. I'll probably be playing it this summer because I own it.
It was such a
I
short
just haven't
game.
put it up.
Was
it actually?
I beat it in a day.
What?
Yeah, it's short.
Oh, man.
I wasn't expecting it to be so short, but it's fun.
I mean, it is cheaper than the original.
Yeah.
So,
but totally
I can't
worth
wait
it.
for that.
Both are totally worth it. So, since we're talking about collab skins, might as well get them all out of the way. Goku Black.
Yep. Ooh. I gotta say, I like the look way more than just original Goku.
Yeah.
Because look, it's pretty dang iconic. You know, he has the orange jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm.
But this character, I haven't really watched Dragon Ball, but I know that this is a different character overall. It's not Goku.
Yeah.
It's just so cool, and plus his item set is just amazing with just the pink style, the pink pickaxes.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta
say, they did a really good job.
I gotta say, one of my favorite things, and I picked this apart with the last skin review when I was talking about Gohan. They made things better, and they really listened to the community, because with Gohan, everyone, as soon as they saw that spray, they were like, "Oh, Gohan's getting that new style. That's gonna be cool." And then he never got one.
Yeah, I remember that when that happened.
As soon as I saw that, everyone that I had that was friends and they were loving Dragon Ball, as soon as they saw that, they were heartbroken, because they were like, "I was waiting for this specifically for that style." And it's like, yeah, I know. But they did it good with Goku Black. I almost said Gohan Black. They did it good with Goku Black. So for that reason alone, the fact that not only does it look like a spitting image of the show, but three-dimensionally, and the fact that they actually did what the community wanted them to do for this skin, and the scythe. Oh my god, that scythe is amazing.
It's so cool.
I didn't care that I had not enough to get the battle pass for next season. I literally was just like, I'm getting it. That's it. That's my scythe.
Fair.
But yeah, all things considered, Goku Black, another S tier collab in my opinion.
I gotta agree with that. And even like I've seen like maybe like 3 or 4 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and that's it.
The only ones I watched were the ones that they had in that creative map. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Clone Trooper. I'm gonna put all of them on screen here. Let me find them all here. Put them all next to each other. Where is all of them? So many. Oh my god.
I think one of them is like 501st Trooper or something.
Yep, right.
There we go.
All right, so this is all the clone troopers we got this season. So, starting off, we have the original clone trooper. Yes, I loved it. Honestly, it didn't hit me as hard in terms of like, oh, this is amazing, as it did when we got the first ever Stormtrooper, which was the Imperial Stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it was kind of like, okay, we've had this before. It's more of an A for me, but I definitely think the fact that we have so many different ones being different skins, it definitely seems like it could have been something that they just did once, but they ended up doing
styles
it.
would have been cool.
It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different clone trooper skins. Why? I mean, I understand they wanted to pack up that premium pass, but did we really need this many clone troopers when Palpatine exists?
Yeah, I also think they could have
Qui-Gon Jinn
made them unlockable styles, because they've done it with the skateboard backbling.
Yeah. But I have to say, probably, I think out of all of them combined in the fact that there's 6 different outfits and it's just kind of an unnecessary thing, I kind of want to put all of them at a B.
I think they are very cool. I gotta agree with that, just because, like, of course, like, let me try to remember the top right 2. Those are item shop. Those are 800. I will say the one good thing is that those were cheap.
Yeah, this one was exclusive to the premium pass upon purchase, which is the Coruscant clone trooper.
And same with the Ahsoka and Wolf variants as well.
The Coruscant one was as soon as you purchased the premium pass. The rest of these were unlocked the more galactic reputation you got. This one was free. The Wolf Pack Trooper and the Ahsoka one were not. And then these ones were all item shop based. But
I can agree with them being B, just because of that circumstance.
Yeah. Ugh. So many clone troopers. Why did we do this, Fortnite? Why? It makes for some cool combos, though, I will admit.
Definitely.
All right. So, almost done with the collab skins. Only got, I think, maybe 1 or 2 more.
I think
we have 2 more, yes. Let me see. Was it 1, 2, 3 technically, but one of them's original, so, you know, we'll go with these 2 since they are together.
Yes.
Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala.
I'm going to start with Anakin first.
Yes.
I just personally think Anakin is an S. We've wanted him. We've gotten him. And just look at him. It's him.
Yeah. It looks exactly like Hayden Christensen, which, again, they're really doing justice with the character.
Exactly.
Like I've said before, this doesn't decrease the rating on this like it did Darth Maul, because it doesn't matter as much, because it's not specifically unique to him. But I would have loved lightsabers to actually not be a playable weapon in the game and just be a full-on pickaxe.
Yep. I agree. Maybe one day.
I hope one day they're going to be like, hey, we're doing something different. No lightsabers. We're going to give you all these clone trooper blasters and everything, or Star Wars blasters, but we're not actually going to give you the lightsabers. We're just going to have it be a pickaxe now. Or they make the models for the lightsabers different. For example, like you said, the Darth Maul pickaxe or the Darth Maul lightsaber is a mythic item, while we get normal customizable lightsabers for a pickaxe. You know, the one way that I feel like they could fix that, because I know that they're worried about competitive advantage. That's all the reason why they haven't done that yet.
Yes.
The one way to fix that is just by a simple animation change. All you have to do is just make it so that whenever somebody is in-game with a weapon version of the lightsaber, have them two-handed. And then when they're running with a pickaxe, have it one-handed. That's how you know if it's a weapon or a pickaxe. Because if it's one-handed, it's a one-handed harvest.
Exactly.
But that's just my take on it. But Anakin, yes, definitely an S. I mean, we've got Darth Vader and Anakin now. We have both versions, 2 separate skins. Yes. One of them, unfortunately, was tied to a battle pass, but this one wasn't, so it has a chance to come back in the future, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
This next one, though, oh my god, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It kind of bummed me out how they made her.
I mean, yeah, it looks a little bit like Natalie Portman, but you stare at that face at the item shop screen, and I swear it is very lifeless.
She looks like she could rip my soul.
As soon as I saw the face, I was like, what did they do? Like, no offense to the person who modeled the face and, like, did all the work on this. And, like, I understand mocap is a thing. They probably did that at some point. But there's just something off with this one. I feel like...
Let me look her up right now.
I don't know. I think just specifically because there's not a lot to the character in terms of the design and the fact that her face just doesn't look normal like other characters from Star Wars do. I'm a little bit stuck in between A and B.
I think I'm gonna move a little towards B tier.
Yeah.
I mean, while it's cool that we get Padme, her whole outfit is just the same color, except for like the one style change with the ripped shirt.
Yeah.
But I feel like that doesn't do enough justice for her. I don't think it does enough justice for her character.
Yeah. She does.
And that they could have done a little more for her.
She does technically look like that in the movie, but I mean, it doesn't really change the fact that, I mean, if they wanted to, they really could have just given her like this royal battle garb if they really wanted to.
Or the outfit she wears at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
That too.
She's it's not fully she has like a sleeve opening and then like garbed like gauntlets. Yeah. And it's so cool looking. And I'm like, I was really hoping they were going to do that with her, and they didn't. And I'm like, dang.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to drop this one in here because technically this is the last official collaboration, but it's not necessarily the normal collaborations. This is Crossheart. This was created by an artist who worked on Final Fantasy. And it is also codenamed Amano's Heart, because I believe the artist's name is Amano. But Crossheart was completely designed by that artist, and it was kind of like a collaboration, but an original collaboration, which I like. I really like that idea.
Yeah, I really like that too.
And I think the design of this character is so fitting for Fortnite Mega specifically, because we have had nothing but futuristic designs this whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And this in particular is like, it's borderline, it's kind of like a mixture of 3 different things. It's got that anime style, it's also got that futuristic style to it, but I'm also sensing like a little bit of cyberpunk in a way.
Yeah, I can definitely see the cyberpunk and just futuristic kind of aspect to it. For me specifically, like, I'm not a fan of, like, I don't buy stuff from the item shop often.
Same.
But this skin, oh my gosh, Amano knocked it out of the park designing this skin, because I think it is literally perfect in every way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Just it looks nice, like, to the eye, like, because some skins you can't really look at it and go, you know, I can look at this all day. I could look at this skin all day if I wanted to.
That might be a little biased here, but my favorite color is red, so
I gotta put this in S tier.
I'm fully in agreement here.
Like, Amano with his design skills are phenomenal, and of course Epic put that into the game in a really cool way.
Now that also brings in the hope that there could be more collaborations in the future where they get a really famous artist who worked on a famous game and bring it in. Like, who knows? Maybe an artist or concept artist who worked on Skyrim could one day come in and be like, let's design this really cool looking medieval character for Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I hope they do more of this. Because like, we get a lot of big collabs like Star Wars, Resident Evil, and those are like the main characters and everything. But like these original skins, and I even got to throw in another thing here that was from last season, Bright Star. Oh, yeah. I thought the Bright Star skin was amazing. It's original, it's unique. It is Marvel technically, but it was an original skin that like I really enjoyed seeing.
And the one thing I loved about it is that it was, in a way, original, but also in a way kind of adhering to the original Marvel Comics, because there is a character in Marvel Comics called Bright Star.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep. There is an actual character called Bright Star, but this was an original Bright Star that they made instead. And I thought that was really cool.
That's cool.
But so yeah. Right. I forgot what I was doing for a second. All right, let's do random click. Where are we at? Battle Pass skin, Highwire.
Ooh.
So I will be honest, when I first see specific skins for a Battle Pass, I look at all of them and I try to figure out what one do I like the least. And then I study the design aspects of that skin and I look around and like, okay, why does this not interest me? What is going on with this that makes me feel that way? And with this specific one, I thought it was the one until I figured out that you can take the head, like the hood off and the glasses off. And she's got her own separate style with her hair and her eyes are uncovered. And I just felt like that was the thing that they were missing at first that I realized later on that they did already have. So Highwire almost was my least favorite Battle Pass skin this season until I found that style. Specifically because the style with the ears, it just doesn't stand out to me in a way that I kind of like as much. But I don't know, it's like a more futuristic and less dark version of Grimoire.
Yeah, I can see that. But for me specifically, I'm kind of on the opposite end of this. I saw this skin and I'm like, I don't know what, but I really like how it looks. Mm-hmm. Just because it's, to me, because like a lot of the times when I look at Battle Pass skins, I hope it's similar to the theme, because there's been a few seasons where we just get like a ton of different skins that don't really adhere to the season.
Yeah.
But this season specifically, I feel like we hit the hammer with like on the like head of the nails, like straight on, because like all these skins at least hit one of the criteria being either cyberpunk, futuristic, or more of a samurai Japanese sort of style.
Yeah.
This one really hits cyberpunk for me on the head, because like I've played cyberpunk all the way through, and this is just like the clothing that you would see and be like, that's it. Because it has sort of like a, just like a, what, I don't know what the word is, a childish aspect with like the hood and the ears, and just like the very mature and just futuristic cyberpunk, like straps and the boots.
It's kind of like a really interesting way of designing the character to be like, you never have to grow up. You can always be yourself.
Keep your kid side.
Yeah. Keep your fun side.
Yeah. So, and I think because of that, I mean, there is the other style too, the unhooded style, and that's cool. And there's also the masked style, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's barely not high enough, but I'm between an A and possibly an S.
I would definitely vote this an A, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, I mean, either way, if you voted S, it would probably we'd go the lower of the two. But
yeah,
I am fully A on this, and Maybe it's just because I haven't used the skin enough. I
That's
definitely
fair.
should. But my personal opinion, I think, yes, the design is awesome. And yeah, I'm starting to look at the ears and like the hood and everything and kind of think a little bit more away from what I was thinking originally. But I think for some reason I am very attracted to over the top, awesome designs, fire effects, anything magic related, anything extraterrestrial, that kind of stuff piques my interest. But
That's fair.
this one specifically, I think, I don't know. I'm more of an A on this one.
That's fair. I can agree with an A on that. Just for me as well, like kind of looking at it, it gives like a. I know nostalgia is a bad thing to think about, but it kind of reminds like if I got this in like chapter 1, I wouldn't like bat an eye because it would feel like a chapter 1 skin as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I can agree with an A.
Okay. All right, up next, since we're already on it, Imani.
I think this one is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like I'm a fan of some of the cell shaded skins, not all of them. I think this is one of the ones I really like, just because of its uniqueness, the many styles you can have, colors, and just we haven't really seen like starting off with like the old cell shaded skins. They've been improved a ton, and Imani I think is a great representation of that, of just a more streamlined and good looking cell shaded skin.
Especially the gradient on the hair too.
Oh yeah,
with like the different
I really like the
fade
hair
in the
too.
color.
Yes,
I
I will say though, I wish like the other skins, because a lot of the other skins in the past, for example, we have the skin we just did, Highwire. Highwire has 3 different kinds of styles with colors. Thunder has 3 different styles, but he also has like a sushi style.
Yeah.
The one issue with Imani is that she really only has color changes for her styles, and she doesn't really have anything new.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I gotta put her either in an A or a B.
So I was actually hoping I wouldn't get criticized for this. I don't know, I would anyways, but this ended up being, after playing through the season and, you know, my thoughts on Highwire changing, this one actually is now my least favorite of this season. And the reason being, it's not the fact that it looks like it does. Because this is, like you said, this is one of the better cel-shaded skins, probably not, if not the best cel-shaded skin that they have created that doesn't have multiple styles like what just released tonight. Just a sole character, no other extras around it that are the same design. Just this one character is probably the best cel-shaded skin they have created that is original to Fortnite. But like you said, the one thing that drags me down and makes me think that this is one of my least favorite of this season is the fact that there's just not a lot of color. It's very, very minute in terms of what color they offer. And I understand that it's like the lo-fi beats kind of color scheme that they're going for across all 3 styles, but I do think that they could have been a little bit more colorful.
Yeah, I think just like along with those styles, I do notice like looking at this specific style, it's a lot of just the same shade of blue. Like if they had like a dark blue to a light blue, or just like a purple as well in there, I think would have looked really cool.
Yeah, I could see this merging with
without
like a teal
the extra
color.
like, yeah, but like like you were saying, without like the extra gradient, it like you can look at it, but like it doesn't like spark your eyes to like see something crazy amazing.
Yeah,
but I still like her. I think they could have done a little more with her. She could have been in the oven a little longer, and then she would be perfect, like an S tier.
Mm-hmm. I definitely don't want to vote less than an A. Just because, like I said, she's just an amazingly designed cel-shaded skin.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can agree with that.
Okay. All right. Up next, recent crew pack, Dahlia.
I
This
think
one fits the
for me,
cyberpunk's theme.
yeah, she definitely does. The body augmentation, the futuristic style with the hair and the pants as well.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I really like the skin with how it turned out. It looks a little different in game than that concept art, than the survey art and the art that's currently shown on screen. Because at least the survey art showed parts of her arms and other just augmented body parts being see-through.
Mm-hmm.
Which I am a little sad they didn't implement that, but of course I know like survey art is never confirming what a skin's gonna look like.
Yeah.
Which is okay. So for that reason specifically, I don't really want to dock her too much on this because of that. That's just my own feelings towards the design. But I gotta put this skin in like an A tier.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with an A tier. And my reasoning for that, it's not necessarily the fact that they shifted the design, because I will be honest, I didn't see her original design. There was very few survey skins that I actually did fully look at, and this was not one of those ones. So I didn't have any prior bias on how it could have looked. The one thing that draws me away is not necessarily her skin. It's actually just the cosmetics that go with her set. The pickaxe is very dull. We've seen it very similar designs before, and there wasn't really much else that went with her. It was kind of like a very basic crew pack compared to what we could have had and what we have had. I mean, the new one sticks. I'll get to that in a second. But this one, I definitely think is one of the lower ones for me. So I would definitely agree with an A.
Yeah. Because like I've noticed like as crew packs have gone on, some have had way more cosmetics than the others.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm hoping that we kind of get into a place where people can look forward to crew packs. Because I know a lot of people these past few crew packs have been, I mean, in their own opinion, disappointed. I personally haven't. Just because like, I mean, I really only main one skin, but I really like analyzing the looks of other skins just to see what they bring to the table. So I don't think it's a really good skin, and just the cosmetics that kind of went with it. It's like dang, wish they did a little better with it, with how they designed the cosmetics around her.
And that's another thing too. I hope one day for both of us that we're able to get into the creator program, because it's never been about for me, oh, I want a free skin. I want to be able to play as this skin and not have to worry about buying it. I'm not like that. Honestly, and I've said this multiple times to other Epic employees as well, I do not care if they remove the skin off my account once I'm done reviewing it. I legitimately just want to be able to look at a skin in-game and be like, man, what did they do? What did they create here? I'm really curious. Like, that's all I want. Because I understand it happens in the shop and whatnot, but you can't play test a skin.
Yeah, I've been wondering. I hope they either like make it easier to test like skins, like a demo feature. Like, oh, you're gonna get sent into this like little test map where you can use your pickaxe guns.
I would
all
love
that.
Literally, just really cool. Like they have. It's just how every game goes. Destiny does this. I'm sure Fortnite does this. Just having a basic untextured grid map that you can just go in, see the skin, and be like, all right, I like this. I might actually purchase this. Or like just their current refund system, it's you buy it. If you go into a match, you keep it. You can't refund it unless you use a token. They shouldn't have that. They should have it so that you can only go into one match with a skin and then be like, okay, maybe I don't like this. And then you can refund it. But yeah, that's my take on that. I'm going to go to the next one here, which I thought was very cool. Another NPC on the map, Serenade.
Ooh, yeah.
The implications of Chrome on this design is awesome, but I'm also really curious to know what this multicolored goo is that's like going right up her side, around her neck, onto her hand. This is just... I love this design. This is just so cool.
Especially for me, because like they did have all the Chrome stuff happening 2 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't a huge fan of the Chrome because I thought it was just like, oh, it's like not really colored. It's just kind of silver and just there. It's kind of hurting the color of the map, which is, well, it was its purpose. But I feel like with this skin, it's just very, what's the word?
It's got a very
The colors are
nice
very
balance.
different from each other, and they just create like a balance. Like you have the black of the jumpsuit mixed with the silver of the Chrome. It's like, dang, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Especially
the
blue
S tier, honestly.
stuff. I would put it S tier as well.
Yeah, that Serenade was just
really good.
and the music pack. Oh my god, I love when they create a music pack specifically for a skin that has lore implications, because then you actually get to hear like specific motifs. Like there is a Chrome motif or a Herald motif in the Serenade song music pack, and it's just that kind of stuff. Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
And of course, as me being a music pack collector, I have all 170 that currently exist in the game.
That's nice.
Oh my god. If I keep telling people, if I ever get a locker bundle, I'm putting Wiggle Wild in there, because that music pack it took forever for me to get. And it was the last one I was missing for a while there. But oh my god. I love this. Up next, Koi Legends pack, which fun fact about this one. So I do these little cosmetic images where every time a new item releases, I create a background in my own way that resembles the skin, and I always post them in a Discord server and have them listed like when they came out, which one came out first in a specific season. I have them all listed in categories all the way back to like early chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Koi Legends pack, I didn't realize that the Jolt batons, aka the skin on the top right, she's holding those little electricity sticks. I didn't notice that they were released yet. So of course I had that one Jolt batons thing just sitting in my server for the longest time, like, I wonder when that's gonna come out. Not realizing that it already did.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But I have to say, in terms of the pack as a whole, I love how it's not that standard elemental design. Because before it was Frozen Legends, Frost Legends, Lava Legends, Molten Legends, Polar Legends. All these different Legends packs had just the same similarities to it. Yeah, they're all Legends, but it was just way too much ice and fire.
Yeah.
And then specifically
even then,
for this season, we got Koi Fish. And they turned Zero into a completely different character. That is amazing.
Yeah, especially for me too. Like looking at like the Frozen Legends, Polar Legends, those are like specifically like they're the same skin but like a different color.
Mm-hmm.
These, especially Zero, if you look at Zero, that's a new skin, dude. That's not the same. That's not even a reskin.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a reskin maybe if you like are really strict about it. But this is a new skin.
Mm-hmm.
But like same personality behind it.
It is absolutely amazing. And just the idea that we finally got something new in terms of a Legends pack and a real money bundle. Like this is so unique and so exclusive to this season that I kind of hope they don't make any more like this, because these three, they deserve their time in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
But
like I'm happy they chose like different skins, and because like a lot of the old remake packs, they do a lot of more original skins that they used to make. Like they did Ragnarok and Magma, they did Midas and one of the Frozen ones. They did a lot of the more original, well-known skins. Zero, I forget the middle skin's name and I forget the skin on the right.
Chigusa, I
But
think, and
I think so.
Oh my god, Envoy.
Yes. They specifically didn't get much time to be looked at and like just admired by people.
Yeah.
Because like the middle skin right there was also in another pack for V-Bucks. The other two were just item shop skins that could be overlooked. Putting them in a pack like this really makes them be seen.
Yeah. And
for being cool skins.
Another thing, because I will just straight up say this pack gets an S tier for me. But
Same. I gotta agree.
Another thing I want to look at here, and I gotta select it so that I can draw over top of it here and do this. But the one thing that piques my interest, that again goes into the design style of the koi fish, is that you look on the legs, on the arm, on the legs here, it's fish scales. All of them have fish scales, but it's a really cool, futuristic looking design. And again, it's amazing. I love every detail of these.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely an S tier here.
Yeah.
So definitely good. Is it still out? Or did it head out? I might have to pick it up.
I really want to. I'm trying to save money, but my god, I want to do that so bad. Hey Epic, if you're listening. Yeah. Up next, Courage JD was simping over this one. Miss Bunny Penny. This one was actually, if I'm not mistaken, a Save the World design. Obviously, Penny was a Save the World skin, but this was also a Save the World Easter design as another hero you could play as. And again, this just goes into like very unique design territory in terms of the characters, but I also think that this one was like I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I really liked the Penny skin, but I never liked it as much as everyone else. And this is just, it feels like Epic is doing another Bunny Brawler situation with the skins.
Yeah. I mean, I wish Penny got, I will say the original Penny skin we got was really cool because it also got a Halloween style.
Yes.
But for this, it just feels like it's kind of
too.
Yeah, that, and I feel like it was just kind of a port from Save the World, just easy thing. Yeah. Like I hope we get more skins for Penny and other similar skins that are just like unique and they're their own thing.
You know what I want to see? I want to see, and Epic, you have an idea here. You should go with it. I want to see a Penny skin that's not just dark and riddled with cubes. I want to see like actual cube armor. Like just imagine Penny, but gigantic shoulder pads just covered in cubes. And just like this huge chest piece that's just nothing but dark cubic power. Oh my god. I would love to see that. That's how you make a cool Penny skin.
We'll have to see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for this, I gotta put her in a B tier. Because like it's just kind of, it's Penny.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a port from Save the World, so.
If it wasn't the fact that it was in Save the World exclusively, I would rate this an A. But the fact that it's the same thing from Save the World ported over, like I said, it could have been a style. It really could have. The only one that they've ported over, other than the original Penny, from Save the World so far that I really thought was cool was that Swamp Knight that just came out last season. Which, as a matter of fact, I didn't include Swamp Knight in my last skin review, so I kind of want to just mention that now. My original rating for Swamp Knight was definitely going to be an S tier, and that's just because I thought the entire design behind Swamp Knight was so tremendously awesome. Like, I really like the idea of a dark, mysterious swamp knight creature. Like that, it's just so intriguing to me because I'm always into those kind of design styles. and it's very apparent in some of the stuff that I've made even. But that one in particular, definitely, I thought it was an S tier. But that's besides the point, considering that was last season. I just wanted to mention it because I didn't last time. But another one that kind of goes into that fantastical design that I thought was absolutely amazing. And when we first saw him in the Battle Pass, I was like, okay, they better have his cloak. They better have his cloak. And then they put him in with the cloak. I was just like, oh my god, they did it.
Yes.
Oh, Renzo. Renzo is just, oh my god. This is by far the easiest S tier for me to have ever put. And this was one of the ones that I was a little biased on because I did see the survey, but it is exactly the survey skin. Nothing about it has changed, and I love it.
Agreed. Just so cool. Like, especially, the cloak, too. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Plus, the super styles changing the color of the flame from his head.
Oh my god. That was another really good touch.
It's just perfect.
The green style with the green flame. Oh my god, I love it.
For me, it's the purple, dude. Oh my gosh. Like, they did him right. They gave him justice.
So, we're in agreement then with S?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Alright. Up next, we've got Desert Dawn Lyric. I'm going to have to make this smaller because the other pictures are getting in front of it. I'm going to put in both of these together. There is Sunset Alto and Desert Dawn Lyric. So, Lyric and Alto came out a couple seasons ago for the first Coachella collaboration. They were cool. They were a little off when it came to their blue styles. This time around, I definitely think that they have a little bit more vibrancy going to them.
I think they've been very much improved.
The original Lyric was not a favorite of mine, and the original Alto was. This time around, both of them are awesome because not only do they have a brand new fashion sense, they also have brand new color styles. I definitely think, I don't think it's necessarily an S tier for these two, but I'm definitely in agreement that both could be an A.
I agree with an A as well. Just because they are kind of like they aren't the same as before, just because they're sporting some new outfits and just some new decals, new just colored shirts and pants.
Yeah.
But the extra styles just look better this time, and it just feels like, this is summer. Yeah, this is Coachella. This is what we're all about.
And
we're all about having a good time in the sun till late.
That's another thing too that I want to delve deep into. The one thing you got to think about with most of these skins, it is another artist it's not just an artist who's drawing them. It's an artist who is literally sculpting them from the ground up. And yes, you'll have base models to work from. Obviously, they had Lyric and Alto to work from. And I think in terms of the clothing that they did this time around, they put so much detail into it. Like, you can see all the different tears and like feathery pieces on her jeans. She's got all those cool decals on the side. She's got some on her legs, some up on her hip. She's got that little like pocket pouch there. And the same thing goes for Alto. He's got that really new like cactus design on his pants and the cactus Illuminati shirt. I just, in terms of their design and how much effort was put into them, they instantly shot up to an A rating for me because it was a huge improvement from their originals. The original Lyric was very, very basic. There wasn't much color to her, and there wasn't much design to her. And the blue style was, again, it felt a little bit of the same. I don't want to say it's lazy because obviously a lot of time goes into making the effects for it, but it was definitely a little lacking. And they're both, for me, an A.
Agreed.
Right. So let's take both of ya, put ya up there. See ya. Up next, we'll talk about these two.
Ooh.
So this is where I kind of want to say a little bit of reskin category comes in.
Same. While they are much cooler and have styles where you can take off the helmet, they're just reskins to me. I mean, they are really cool, but It's like they could have just been added as styles.
Yeah. I liked the mech skins when they came out back in chapter 1 season X. But this is just, despite all the decals and all the time and effort that went into creating those specific designs on the armor, I definitely think, like you said, this should have been styles. I mean, not only do the originals not have the ability to change the helmet and take off the helmet, they made a separate skin specifically so they could do that and also look just a tiny bit different in terms of color and decals. That for me is just, it's not, like, even though red is my favorite color, I have no interest in picking these up, despite the fact that I thought they look cool, because it's just, it feels like a waste of money in a way. Why would you spend money on one skin that's colored red but looks the exact same as another skin that was the original? It's, I don't know. I'm full reskin on these ones, honestly.
I have to agree. Even though I like them, they're just basically just reskins here, and they could have just been styles.
And another thing I want to clarify, never will I say that reskin is the F category, because there is no such category
It's not
for me.
Yeah.
This one, the designs are still cool. I still like the mech navigator and gunner skins, but this particular one, it's nothing different. We haven't seen any new changes with this besides just a simple color change, a couple decals, and a helmet taking off.
Yeah.
But so yeah, first time in 2 seasons I've actually put something in the reskin category.
Dang.
All right. Up next, we'll talk about the new crew pack skin. This is Styx.
Yes.
So we're just gonna talk about this right here for a second.
the elephant in the room.
If it was just the normal character like you see in the Battle Royale map, I would have been like, okay, it's about as bland as Dahlia. We got a full hole in his chest with like some weird dark energy core that's just ripping him apart.
And plus there's like cuts on his different parts of his shirt, his hair.
It's like the atoms. Like, have you ever watched What If?
Yes.
Have you seen the episode with Doctor Strange where he loses his heart? You know, that's the
Oh
name
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
So when, spoilers by the way for anyone who hasn't watched that episode, it is out on Disney Plus, so you can watch it. When Doctor Strange does all of that to reset that point in time, it breaks the universe and everyone starts to like fade away by the atom. This is that exact same design. It's like his body is slowly corroding away, and it's got like that really dark energy to it. It's just, oh my god, I love it. And Styx, honestly, not only with the custom animation, but also because the pickaxe is just...
The pickaxe is a banger.
God, I love
the back bling is really, even though the back bling is similar to Hannah's, or was it? Yeah, Hannah's back bling. I don't really care about that. It looks cool nonetheless.
They both are different. Like, yes, they're similar,
exactly.
but the Stygian Maw back bling for Styx, my god,
it's really cool. I would put him at an S tier, honestly.
I'm in full agreement.
Just when we get crew pack skins like this, makes me happy. I'm buying crew.
Yeah, I won't lie. For a long time there, I was getting the Fortnite crew every season, or not every season, every month. I was getting the Fortnite crew, and it wasn't until we got to Wolverine 0 that I finally was like, you know what, I really don't want this. And ever since then, it's just been a couple of different crew skins here and there I would get, and Dahlia was one of those ones that it's just like, you know, I don't need it. Why would I get it? And now we're at Styx, and it's like, oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting it, definitely.
Yeah.
But, yeah, full in agreement. And Treyarch Nox, again, was one of those ones that I had to have.
Yeah, I agree. It's so unique. Like, you look at it and you're like, it's like, I'm kind of like, I can't look at like one specific thing. It's like, it's kind of unnerving a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because like, you don't know what you're looking at fully.
And I don't know where his face is. I really don't. I don't know what's a nostril, what's an eye, what's a jaw.
Yeah, but I like that. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's that really nice creepy factor to it. Like the one thing that Fortnite has always been good at, it's creating the unknown. And sometimes it's not a good thing, but sometimes it is. And with Treyarch Nox specifically, this and the unknown origins of it, and like getting very small lore implications of what this could be, this is amazing. I am in full agreement that this one is also an S.
Agreed. S tier, definitely.
You know, I'm not going to lie. This is probably the most S tier ratings I've ever had for an entire season.
This season has been great so far.
It's
just doing really good.
It's just great. And I'm so excited because, like we were talking about with the Battle Pass, this one specifically for Mega has all been cyber themed. It's all this futuristic, cool design stuff. And the last time we had a future themed season, there's a couple of things that were a little iffy. But this one, it was perfect. And
they did it perfectly this time around.
Next season, oh my god.
It's going to be interesting how they pull it off.
You've seen the leaks so far, right? With the
I've only really seen the key art, and that's it.
Okay, so you know about Optimus then.
Yes.
Okay. So even Optimus Prime, even with the season being somewhat themed around jungle stuff, Optimus Prime fits in because Rise of the Beasts is just about to release. And that whole movie is centered around beasts in the jungle, also machines, and it's all fitting. It's all perfectly laid out, and I'm super excited for that. And I'm just going to go straight into all the other Battle Pass stuff and talk about it. Thunder, specifically, this was another one of those skins that it's so unique, and it's so fitting for the current season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running out of spot for S tier, man.
I gotta be honest, I think I might put him at an A tier. Really? Personally. Just because, like, two of the styles are the same, but we do have one different style, which is cool. It was like my one thing I didn't really like about Imani, because Imani had basically the same style 3 times, but just with different colors.
Yeah.
With him, it's almost that way, not quite, but it almost went that way for him.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with an A. Not just because I'm running out of room, but this style specifically, the one that I have in this picture, that's nice.
I really like that one as well.
Very nice style. And I also want to talk about Mystica, because this one, now that I'm actually thinking about it more, yes, it's a really cool design, but I feel like what they did for the head,
it's interesting.
It to be a little bit more fiery, and it's literally just a bald head with a very small effect on it.
For Mystica, yeah, I realized when I was looking at them, I was hoping it to be fire, but of course, yeah, and like for the styles, of course, the only like kind of unique part between the two main styles, at least, is that their color just changes to a reddish color.
Yeah. Again,
and the final style being like frost.
Yeah. Winter Bloom, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, and then they didn't give them like the bonus styles, which is like, oh dang, it would have looked really cool for this skin.
Yeah.
So I probably got to put this one between an A or a B.
I'm kind of thinking this one's more towards a B.
Yeah. Just because I feel like they could have done more for them, but it's still cool nonetheless.
All right. What else we got from the Battle Pass? We got Mizuki.
Ooh.
This one, I won't lie, I was not expecting this to be tier 100. I was expecting Renzo to be.
Honestly, same. just because Renzo just seemed very unique.
Yeah. I felt
But
personally working up to tier 100 for Mizuki was a little bit of a chore because it didn't feel as rewarding. Even with the magma style and like the different design styles, like the little mask that she puts on, it didn't feel like a tier 100 to me.
For me, it felt like it would be the skin before tier 100.
Yeah.
Like, it's not quite the highlight, but it's one of the main highlights.
Yeah.
I still really like her though, just because her magma style is amazing and cool, and especially her cosmetic line, the glider and pickaxe being so unique.
God. The fans. Oh,
the fans are amazing. I think they did her perfectly.
Yeah.
And I gotta be between an S or an A here, regardless of me thinking she should have been earlier in the past.
Yeah.
I think they did it perfectly.
I think design-wise, probably an A.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I mean, either way, if you went S, it would be lower than 2. But yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't hate Mizuki at all. Like all the different, all the different design styles that they chose for Mizuki were just. They were great design choices, and especially the fact that with her lava style, she has fiery eyes.
Yeah.
All of that is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's just it doesn't feel rewarding to get all the way to tier 100 just for that.
Exactly. Like, I would have liked to get her a little earlier.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
I would have been content with like level 60. But up next, our first concept skin of the season, which actually it wasn't just this one, it was 2 of them, so I'm going to put both of them on screen at the same time. Drop D and Festival Lace.
I really like how GG did these and how Epic ported them to the game.
Yeah.
I think they are amazing. Just especially, like, don't talk to me on the first skin with just like all like the chains, the black netting on the arms and legs.
Yep.
It's just like, it just feels good. And it's like, it's not like you look at Power Chord and like, yeah, that's like a cool concert, it's like a cool skin. And then you look at this one, it's like they're the same person, but it's not a reskin. It is a brand new skin reimagined to be different. And I think they just did it perfectly here. Yeah. And I gotta honestly put Drop D at an S.
I can agree with Drop D as an S for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think Festival Lace is probably an A in my opinion. And that's only because I feel like with Drop D compared to Festival Lace, the reason that Drop D is an S tier is because it is obviously a original Fortnite character that has been reimagined by a concept artist to look very different, but also keep the original base model.
Yeah.
Festival Lace, it still has that same original base model and base design to it. Drop D is completely different, but Festival Lace.
Because I'm looking at normal Lace.
Yeah.
And it has like kind of a similar skirt, similar just outfit qualities.
Yeah.
And while like the pigtails are still there, like if it was like a different kind of like hairstyle, like in terms of how Epic presented it, I think that would have been really cool and that would make me put it in an S. But it just feels a little too similar. And that's okay. Like, it's still an amazing skin. I just wouldn't put it in an S. Like, it's almost an S, but not quite.
Yeah. I would feel like Festival Lace would be much better and much more of an S tier if the face wasn't still covered in white makeup. Like, I get that's the original design of Lace, and that's what she looks like. But I feel like if you changed that and made it so that she had just her normal face, it probably would have been a little bit more different. It would have been less recognizable like Drop D is.
Yeah, because I know Lace does have the original style as well for a more bright and colorful style with no makeup. I've seen that.
Wait,
and it's like does? You look at it, the original one does.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it does look like a pretty different skin, even though it's like the same skin with a style.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if they incorporated the second style here with the skin, I think it would have been an S as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to stick with an A on this one.
All right. I am fully in agreement. Up next, we have the Cross Comms Starter Pack. This one, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
I'm gonna say straight up, I'm between a C and a D, and here's a few reasons why. First off, there was survey art of the skin. If anyone watching hasn't seen it, or if you haven't seen it, Straw. But from the way they portrayed the skin, it looked very unique and cool. And then they just kind of brought it to the game as Ramirez, and like that's okay, but like I don't think it was executed properly.
The one thing that I dislike that Fortnite, all the Fortnite people that work on the concept skins, I feel like the people who create these skins and sculpt them out and work on them, I feel like using a base model, yeah, it's helpful in order to, get that deadline that you need, and all game design companies have deadlines for skins. It just happens. But with this specific one, I feel like this was rushed to a deadline, and just they didn't have time to create the new model. They didn't want to push for that new model to look different, and they just reused Ramirez. And that's the one thing that I don't like, is that they very consistently use Ramirez. Like, I get it's a game about, like, everything's looped. There's multiple different realities, multiple different variants of a specific skin. But we don't need so much Ramirez all the time.
Yeah, and for me, especially, like, another kind of bummer with this pack is the cosmetics that come with her. At first I'm like, are those, I thought they were chrome for some reason, but looking at it, it's just silver. And it's like, I think they would have actually been better as chrome, because they would have had more just style to them. To me, it just feels like like they're not untextured, they're meant to be silver.
Yeah.
But like at first I'm like, wait, like, are these supposed to go together?
It's like, just, it doesn't make sense to me why they did that. Like, whether it's silver or chrome, either one doesn't fit with the design of this character. Yeah. Like, you're looking at a character like Serenade, that would make sense.
Exactly. Like, I would see those items.
But you've got this character here, and it's like a classic battle-ready skin from some Call of Duty game by the looks of it. Like, that's just the vibe you're giving off here. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, her pickaxe is a giant heart that's made out of complete silver. I don't know. I think this one's more of a C for me, because it's not terrible. It's not completely unoriginal. It is original.
Yes.
But it's just, I don't like the fact that Ramirez is being used all the time for skins, and it's just, it doesn't match well.
Yeah. With those side cosmetics and with a different just base model, I think the skin would have definitely been up in the A tier. Just because I like the outfit a ton. I don't think it was properly executed.
Yeah. So what do you think for a rating on this?
I'm between a C and a D on here.
Okay. I think I'm more towards a C.
Yeah. Then we can go for C then.
Okay. Just
because I'm kind of 50-50. I'm not sure, because like I don't think any skin is objectively bad. I just think like some may need a little more work or a little more time in the oven.
Yeah. I'm actually okay with putting this at a D, because like you said, I'm fully in agreement that none of these skins are absolutely terrible. I'm never going to say that anything is trash or disgusting or terrible, because people actually spend time, hours, weeks maybe, working on these skins, sculpting them out. I've gone through the process. I've done all of this in college. I understand these processes as they go, and I know that this is absolute hell sometimes, especially when you're on a deadline. So I'm fully understanding that sometimes you have to make sacrifices, but specific characters like this, I feel like they shouldn't have been released in the state they are.
Yeah. Fortunate.
But yeah, nonetheless, great concept. It's just, it needs more work.
Yeah.
Up next, This one, I will be honest here.
It's a reskin.
as much as I want to say reskin, there's only there's only one thing that's making me want to put it in a D instead.
What's making you think that?
The only thing is the fact that it's got a really cool looking color scheme. And yes, there's very similar designs to that of the original Aura, like, you know, the little pouch on the side, the gold chains around the neck are now silverish, like a silverish color. I feel like just with everything on this character, in a way, it doesn't feel like anything's being reused. The hair color is different. The coloring is different. The pattern is really nice. I feel like what they had for a base model, all of the color schemes that went into this were just really nice. It was really detailed. And that's why I want to not put this in a reskin, is because I feel like, in a way, it's actually different in a good way. But it also is, obviously, one of those ones we've had before. The original Aura, created by Fantasyful, awesome skin. When it first came out, I rated it an A. I thought it was awesome. And I still do think that Aura is a cool looking skin, but the fact that we've seen it before is why I want to rate this a D instead. Is because it's not new. We've seen it. But it's a very nice usage of color.
Yeah. For me, at least, I mean, I'm between... I don't know if I could move it to a D tier from a reskin, because I don't really see reskin as below D. I see it as like a completely different category. To where, okay, these skins can technically be called rated before in the past because of how it is. Like, if you look at the current reskin category, we can see those brute skins. They technically, I mean, I don't know if you did this thing back in Season X, but you could technically rate them based off the original skins because they're essentially the same with just some extra styling to it.
Yeah.
But for this, if we were to not put it in the reskin, I would have to put it between a B or a C, because I know it's not a bad skin. It's a really good skin. It just, I can see it being a reskin with, it's just being the same model with different colors.
I can actually agree that I would put it in a C, because I don't really want to rate this skin on the tier of the Crosscom starter pack, because they're varying heavily in design. And obviously I think Aura is a really well designed character, so I could agree with definitely a C, because obviously the biggest thing I want to mark it down for is, we've seen it. It's not too brand new, but I'm not necessarily fully on reskin. I know it sounds kind of hypocritical considering the rogue skins, but with them, there's not really a nice, cool color pattern to it. They look like tracksuits. This one, it's a very nice usage of color. So,
agreed.
I'm okay with a C, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm between C or reskin. Either way is good.
Okay.
So whatever you think in the end should work out.
I think we'll go with C. We'll put something in the C category just to say we've got something there, because I don't know if there's going to be another. But up next, these ones.
Recap.
The Chapter 2 recap outfits.
I mean, they're cool. They're very nostalgia based. Because like when we got the Chapter 1 skins, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I just got one of them, and just like, yeah, now I have something to kind of say, hey, like, I had just like a memory. But like, I wouldn't call it objectively a very good skin. It's unique in terms of the nostalgia behind it and the reference, but I wouldn't call it like there was a lot of thought put into this skin. It's kind of just like memory.
There was way more memorable things that they could have done for these specific skins.
Yeah, these styles as well, yes.
And the back blings too, like using certain insignias.
Yeah, they did Fabio Sparkle Mane for the last one instead of like a cube related thing. Or like,
when the hell did we ever have Fabio be that big of an important role in this game? We didn't. And yet somehow he's the style for that season? How does that make sense?
That was confusing me for a bit. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get any of these just because I'm like,
Personally,
not really feeling it this time.
Personally, I want to put these Chapter 2 recap outfits at a D because not only is it another, all right, well, we did it once, we got to do it again. It's one of those types of things. But they just didn't do it as well as they did the first one because the first one, you have every single season being referenced in a way that is memorable. But now you look at these outfits, it's like, okay, what was Chapter 2, Season 4? Oh, I guess it was Galaxy themed when it was actually Marvel. And
but I feel like
Fabio,
it's like the one thing that's really hard to get through.
I never understand with Fabio. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised we even got that skin to begin with.
I gotta agree with a D here. Yeah. Just because, like, I see what they were going with, and they'll probably make one for Chapter 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I hope they don't make as many, because with the first 2 chapters, it's understandable why they made so many outfits. 5.
Because you have 10,
like 5 male, 5 female. Yeah, there's 10 seasons on the first, and then there's 8 in the second. But now for the next couple of chapters, we got 4 each chapter.
Yeah.
That's not something they should make 10 different skins for if there's only 4 styles each.
No, yeah, I agree.
I'm fully expecting them to make like maybe, I don't know, 3 male, 3 female max. Mm-hmm. Like that's all they should make, I think.
Or maybe they'll, like, I have a really cool idea. Instead of making a skin like a tracksuit skin again, because like people are like, oh, like the whole like last chapter was based on the 7 and their fight against stuff happening. Mm-hmm. What if they just made Jones have like 4 different styles? Being the first style being just, you know, a chill style, like, oh, they're safe for now. The second style being like he gets his own 7 suit. The third style being like another chill thing, and the fourth thing being Chrome related.
Yeah.
Like they can make it like almost story based too. Like I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like they could easily make that into something cooler and possibly cost more if they want.
So, next up, Renegade Runner. Obviously, this one is not reskin. There have been some in the past where they could have been considered reskin because it's the same thing, but it's Renegade Raider's sister, supposedly, and I mean it's a completely different face model. It's not the original Renegade Raider, but her torso is just robot parts.
Yeah,
like it's
so cool.
And her arm also has like a bit of metal on it. And it's a very intriguing style. It's very, very fitting for the Mega season for sure. But it really brings more of an Amelia Earhart cyberpunk mix to me. And I thought that was really cool.
I can see that. I can see kind of like a mechanic feel to it, personally. It's like, oh, you got the headphones, you got the goggles. Oh, like, oh, you might be working on some vehicle or something. Mm-hmm. But this is one of the, I mean, while it has roots to Renegade Raider and all those types of skins, it's very unique. I like it. And I'm going to probably put this at like an S or an A.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily, in my opinion, consider this one an S because it's not so over the top that I would absolutely love to get this one.
That's fair.
But it's definitely an A tier for me.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
So, what do you think? S or A?
I agree with your A. That makes sense.
All right. We are almost done. We've only got 9 more to go. So, we've got... Oh, wait. Actually, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? 7. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was looking at these two. That's why it was 9. Wow, not used to having anyone in that category. All right. So, up next, we'll talk about Captain Hypatia. This was a level up quest pack. This was the first ever level up quest pack that I didn't want to get.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And I think the one thing that took me away from this character is the fact that, yeah, she's a very unique and like brand new looking character. Her design and her colors are just very bland. Like even with the red style, it's just one solid color. There's not much variation that goes into this, and it seems very dull both ways. And it also, in a way, seems a little bit like the Gemini we never had.
Fair. I can see that. Because like I remember looking at the survey art, this one was also a survey skin.
Mm.
The helmet was see-through, but the current skin is not. Which does suck. But for me personally, I like this because, first off, it's a brand new character that we've never seen before. A lot of the other skins that we've voted on and just looked at, I mean, other than Collaboration and Battle Pass, they are either kind of a restyle of another skin, or the same face model. This one specifically for me, new face model, new just look, unique idea of having detached arms and legs for the second style. I wish there was more styles in between, like they did for the Purple Knight one, the Galaxy Knight.
Oh, Axiom Sentinel.
Yeah, because that one had like 3 styles, each with a different little thing going on.
Yeah.
I wish they did something like that. Like, maybe make just the bottom half have the red, and then the top half had the red.
I feel like what would have made her character a little bit better is if they made it so that one of her arms turns into her pickaxe.
Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah, that would be so
I feel like would have been a little bit higher for me. I would have merged that one up from my original rating to an A. I think personally, I'm thinking a B, because I don't think it's terrible, but it's that color scheme and the fact that it just seems very bland on both styles. There isn't much variation to this, and it doesn't really pique my interest as much as other things.
Very much agree with that. I'm down with the B.
Okay. Up next, Save the World pack, Endless Ned. You can't leave without it.
Yeah. I feel like this was pretty funny because for those who don't know, in Save the World, there is a survivor quest to save a survivor for a guy named Ned, and he looks like that, a little different though. Where you have to find his medkit, and he won't leave without it.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because they have like a little sensor on his shoulder. His pickaxe is like a metal detector, like type of thing. And his back bling is a robot holding a medkit. And it's really funny, and it's like, just if you know it, it's amazing.
And the one thing that I find amazing about Endless Ned, and it's even in his name, he's been looped so much to the point where he is infinitely stuck in this loop of asking for a medkit. And it's perfect lore implications for being a looper on the island. It's
exactly
perfect. And I really like how they made him more battle ready, because before he looked like a classic Durburger worker. It's that was Ned. But
classic survivor.
But
now they made him look cool and more just refreshed.
Yeah. I would say yes, this is a lot more basic compared to some of the others I have in that tier. But specifically because of nostalgia and the fact that they turned Ned into such a really cool and funny looking character because of all of the comedy that they put into like designing his styles and his cosmetics and everything, I think this is an S tier. And
I gotta agree with it. It's just perfect.
I was fully expecting that to be like a huge surprise, but really, like when you go through Save the World as much as I have, and you're constantly dealing with Ned just coming up and being like, hi, I really can't leave without it. And you have to go find that med kit. You have to bring it back to him. And then all of a sudden...
Even though you probably have like 20 million in storage.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time he's got one right next to him.
Exactly. But yeah, they did a really good job with him.
Yeah. And I think one of the funniest things, I don't know if you remember this, was back in the early days of Save the World, before they started doing starter packs and before they kind of quit updating the game. I think it was actually in Chapter 1, almost into Chapter 2, halfway in, before they fixed it. Every time you saved a survivor, right as they were about to disappear, their eyes bulged out of their head.
I think I remember that a little bit.
That was so funny. The first time I saw that, I was in the dorms with my college roommate. We played Fortnite all the time. Like we were out all the time for season releases, and I was in a mission with him. I think we were in Canny Valley. That's when I noticed it for the first time. I was like, all right, I'll save the survivor, and then all of a sudden their eyes just went. Whoop! I'm like, what the hell happened to you? Oh my god, that was funny. But nonetheless, let's get back into this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more left. So let's start with the free pack that we just had.
Yeah, I already have an answer for this one.
And what is that?
It's gonna be reskin for me.
Understandable. I was going to say the same thing.
Every single item is the same, but just a different color. Unfortunately. I mean, of course, like there's a little more of a design to it. Like you can see on her arms and on her collarbone, there's just the blue markings that aren't there for the original.
Yeah.
But it's just the same skin with a different skin color.
There is one upside to this. The fact that nobody has to pay for a Des Demon skin.
Yes. I'm glad, because like a lot of people it's like, oh, why would you sell this? It's like it could be a style or just another skin. The fact that it's another skin is fine, but it's even better that it's free for everyone.
Yeah. I love when Fortnite does that. Like if it's a very popular skin and it sells very well, they will not harm themselves as a company by releasing the skin for free in a different way. Because, I mean, they've already made the money they wanted. The skin was very popular, and even after this one's free, people are going to want that red skin. They're going to want the original. So, I definitely think it was a very good marketing strategy too. But up next, we will go to Barrett. This one was actually a pretty interesting one, and I really like the name choice because, as you can tell, the hood is like a really weird looking bear. Barrett. It's funny. I definitely think in terms of design, this is unique.
Very.
Again, it's not one that piques my interest, but that doesn't necessarily matter with my rating on this, I don't think. I really like the design of the little plush character on the side. I like the design of the clothing and the way that the hood is designed with the teeth around the edges and like the dead mouse X eyes style. I don't know. That just looks very fitting for a futuristic theme. But there's one little minor detail that I don't know if you noticed that kind of makes me a little confused. The gloves. The fingers are like a blackish purple. Why? That's what I don't understand.
That is interesting.
I feel like that might have been a texture mishap, but if it was intentional, I want to know why. Because
I have a feeling
look like
it would
normal
be
fingers.
Intentional.
They look like normal fingers though, and that doesn't make sense to me. Why they'd be just pure black? Like, are you about to lose your fingers? What's going on here?
Another thing is that there is an unhooded style for the skin too.
Yes, that's another
like
reason
short
why I think
hair.
it's good.
I know a lot of people are kind of sad when this skin came out because of the fact. Again, this is another survey skin. Somehow, the skin had long hair, like going down the back, like very long hair. And I mean that doesn't really matter to me. Like as long as the skin looks good when it comes out, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I do realize that is a downside for a lot of people. But for me, anyways, regardless, I think this is like a solid B tier for a skin. Like it's good. It's not very eye catching, but it fits the theme, and I think it looks pretty good.
I think one of the best things that they could have done for this specific skin, let's do like a darkish color like this. With the hair flowing down the back, they could have done it like this.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That, I feel like, would have been a really interesting and unique style.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, as the way that it is, nonetheless, even without the hair being long, I still think it's a pretty good one. I would probably vote this an A. I'm a little bit torn in between on this one because it's a very bland color scheme, but it's a very interesting and unique design. So I would be okay with either an A or a B. I'll let you decide on this one.
I think I gotta stick with my B on this one, just because. Okay. I mean, if you also kind of compare it to the other ones as well, it's like it's good. It's barely not hitting the mark for an A for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we only got 3 more, so I'll start with what I think is the lower of the 3, the Hiss-Click Quest Pack.
What? Why would you say it would be lower of the 3?
Well, the other ones are Wendell and the Ace skin, or the Academy skins. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think this is a terrible skin by any means. I really love the design of this character. It's just with the other 2 we've got, those are awesome. But this character in particular, I've never been that big a fan of the color green on most of the skins, but I have to say the way that they designed her and the fact that she's got like a serpent style to her, the fact that they colored her green makes her seem more like a venomous character. Like it's got that Venom feel to it, and that I feel like just makes me love this skin even more. And I wish I could have gotten this pack. I did not. I don't think I'll be able to still, but I definitely think that this one, the brand new face bottle too. This is a very nicely designed skin. The only thing that I would critique about this skin that I don't necessarily like is that pickaxe, because it's very similar to stuff we've already had.
That's fair.
But other than that, great skin. I put this in an A.
I gotta agree with the A. It's not amazing, but it's very, very good and unique.
Yeah.
What's what I love about it. And it's like I don't care as much about like the pickaxe being like what we've gotten in the past. The skin is just very, very, very unique. Mm-hmm. You're moving over those skins at the top. I'm afraid you're gonna put Wendell and S.
Wait, you're afraid I'm gonna what?
Put Wendell at an S tier. I don't think Wendell's S when we get to him. We'll talk more about him once we get to him.
Well, he was next. But here's the thing. I actually don't think that Wendell's an S tier.
Okay.
I think that Wendell is an A tier. But
that's fair.
My reasoning behind it, again, it goes into that unique style of character. Like, this is the first character that we've had that is literally a dog. Like, well, okay, shit, doggo. But we've never had a character that has had like a full body that looks like a dog. Doggo is a character that looks like a dog from the face, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Everything else looks humanoid.
Agreed.
This looks like a full-on, like, Wile E. Coyote type looking character. I love it.
It does, yeah.
And just the fact that they created a story and a built-in emote around the fact that he has a little squirrel friend in his pocket. They're like the dynamic duo. This is perfect. It's like the Ratchet and Clank or the Jack and Daxter of Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I obviously wouldn't put this at an S tier because, yes, it's cool and it's got some really nice design choices to it, but there isn't much of a style factor to this skin. I feel like if we had a little bit more options for the jacket and the color scheme, maybe then I would put it at an S. But I definitely think this is an A just based off the fact that it's just this one character, this one style, and that's that.
Yeah, for me, just because I do know we've gotten Dire in the past, which is like a wolf-like skin, and and for me it's like very, very similar to the look of this skin, just in terms of just the shape and just the tail and everything. Actually, I don't know if Dire had a tail. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think he did. Never mind. But this skin is very unique in terms of it's a wolf or a dog or whatever you want to say it is. I don't know which one. But you also have squirrels as well.
I think he's a coyote.
It might be a coyote, yeah. But it's very unique. I like how they made him, and plus the built-in emote is really cool. The pickaxe, they're cool too. They're very unique. Their claws, they're a little bulky, but that's okay.
Yeah.
For me, I'm between like an A and a B here. If there was like a B plus, I would give him a B plus. But I mean,
you can just stick him right in the middle.
Yeah, I think he's good in an A.
Okay.
I think he's pretty decent.
Now, the reason I was moving them over is because of the ones that just came out tonight.
Fair.
These Academy Champion skins. What the hell? 500 million possibilities?
I'm thinking that's considering the wrap
and the back bling
and the fact
it's just there is just so much variety in these skins. You could literally take any anime style character and create it because of their specific color scheme. I mean, there's a character I think I saw Ricky was making.
Yeah.
There's a character from Cyberpunk Edge Runners that is literally able to be created by this skin on the left.
David, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just the idea that you can do this and basically create your own anime style character is an amazing thing. And I'm so happy really that they did this. And that's why I think it's an S tier. Because not only is it like a really well designed anime style skin, it's the fact that we can make our own and we can do whatever we want, whatever color scheme, does not matter.
Because like I remember seeing them in the leaks for the first time. I wasn't really up that night, so I didn't really look too heavy into it, and I didn't really watch any videos reviewing it before it came out.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really cool idea, but I didn't know how they were going to present it. And then I learned that there were also different shading options. Yeah. So it's kind of like a skin for everyone too, because like if you're not a huge fan of the cell shaded stuff, because I know there is a lot of people that aren't a fan, you can turn it off.
Yeah,
there's a setting for the skin, which is
nice thing.
Really cool.
First time ever, we were able to turn off cell shading.
Again, so I do agree with that on this. Yeah. It's unique and it's kind of for everyone, and you can make whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's the Maya we wish we had.
Oh yeah. Well, Maya's got a bug now, or did have a bug where you can change it. So.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna fix that.
Yeah. But that was Chapter 4, Season 2 Mega. Chapter 4, Season 3 drops on June 9th for everyone that is watching. And I'm pretty certain that you can expect a Battle Pass review video from me. I don't know what else I'd be doing. Probably a free cosmetic guide. But Rexium here. If you want to plug anything, whether it be YouTube or your Twitch channel, feel free. I always allow self-promotion here.
I'll just be quick with it because I really don't need to talk too much about it. For those who don't know, I'm Rexium. You can find me on Twitch as Rexium, YouTube as Rexium, Twitter as RexiumFN, and that's kind of about it.
Is this the correct link?
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go, everyone. You can find him on Twitch. He live streams there pretty frequently. Like you said, all the other socials. Also, you can also follow him on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. I don't regret it. But this was fun. Definitely, if you want to do this again at some point in the future, you definitely are able to come back and do this. I never say no to another person coming back. As a matter of fact, I've got somebody who's already been on the podcast twice coming back next season. So I will always be up for you hopping into another podcast again whenever you feel like it. So
definitely, I'll keep you posted too for it as well.
And if you know any other creators that would love to do something like this, I will always allow anyone. As a matter of fact, I am trying to branch out and I'm trying to get as many new people on here as possible. I have some people that I'll tell you after this recording because I don't want it spoiled. But there are some people that I'm looking at trying to get on the podcast someday. But
definitely.
But yeah, that is all for this video and this podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and or watching, depending on whatever you view this on YouTube. Hour and 50 minutes. Holy crap. This is almost as long as X-Man's. But, all right. I will see you all in the next one, everyone.